the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the Record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Friday, the 10th day of December 2021, right here in the Cayman Islands. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle on the roads of the Cayman Islands. And speaking of cyclists, there are some bicycles that are called pedal assist bicycles, where an electric motor will assist you, and some of them have the capability of traveling up to 32 miles an hour. This morning, I saw one zipping and not. This is a person riding to work, not a recreational cyclist. I want to make that clear. Not a recreational cyclist, someone riding to work. First of all, zipped in the opposite direction on the Grand Harbor roundabout to enter the roundabout. Came from the east, from the lanes heading east, came over and then zipping through traffic. Extremely, extremely dangerous, because we also know how drivers are on the roads of the Cayman Islands. So that was a poor example of cycling and using a pedal assisted bicycle. Like I said, some of them have the capability of speeds up to 32 miles an hour as well. So if you're a cyclist operating either just under your own steam or pedal assist, you want to ensure that you're observing the rules of the road as well as other drivers, because what do I normally say? The life you save may be your own. But you will only know that you have saved your life if you're still alive. And one way to ensure that you stay alive is to ensure that you observe the rules of the road. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, familiar, beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. Those calls can be made, first of all, using our toll-free number provided courtesy of FlowThat toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday, we want to wish you a happy birthday today. And special happy birthday greetings go out to Mr. Harvey Stevenson. Mr. Harvey Stevenson, well known throughout the Cayman Islands, not only in the financial and insurance field, but also in the field of agriculture here in the Cayman Islands as well. And Mr. Harvey Stevenson is 88 years of age today. And I'm able to announce his age because I have been given permission to do so. Because you see, Mr. Harvey is not ashamed of his age, 88. He certainly doesn't look like 88. He certainly doesn't act like he's 88 years young. But he is, and we want to wish him a happy birthday and wish him many, many more as well, as long as the good Lord upstairs there decides that he wants him to remain on this earth. So happy 88th birthday to Mr. Harvey Stevenson. May you live to see many more. May you live to raise more cattle, and also to see more sprouts coming out of the ground in the form of fruit, vegetables as well. Also, tomorrow, Mrs. Mary Miles, Miss Mary, over in Tropical Gardens, she will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow on the 11th of December. And if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday today, just send us a WhatsApp message. We will acknowledge them on the radio as well. Remember, Radio Cayman is one of the few radio stations where we try to personalize it for you, and we try to continue in the old tradition in the Cayman Islands. When radio was first introduced in the Cayman Islands, it was introduced and it was utilized extensively by the community. We want to continue to make Radio Cayman, or at least some programs, if not all, we want to make them community friendly as well. So if you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or who may celebrate one tomorrow, send us the details, and we will acknowledge. Yeah, Miss Susan, I already mentioned Miss Mary Miles, yes, tomorrow. And of course, Mr. Harvey Stevenson, 88 years of age today. I can't wait, and I hope I'm able to live to that age and be in the same shape that Mr. Harvey Stevenson finds himself in as well. So, Mr. Harvey, again, happy birthday to you. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely, extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. For those of you who are infirmed, either at home or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. We have someone on the line, Miss Susan. Okay, let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning to all the birthday people, especially my sister, Chastine Bawden.
Okay, good morning.
80 years old today and still playing young.
Miss Chastine, yes.
May God bless her and strengthen her and keep her going, keep her close in his heart, and I know she keeps him close in her heart. She's very dedicated. She owns the Christian Enlightenment Center. She had it for about 40 years now, and she tries to keep the spirit of the Lord Jesus Christ in everybody's heart and does all she can to help.
Oh, yeah, she's a wonderful, wonderful lady, Christian-like, and I remember her the days when she used to teach Sunday school as well.
School, yeah.
Yes.
And Sunday school, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much
good.
for that. So, Miss Chastine, we want to wish you a happy birthday as well. And like the caller said, she's her Christian upbringing, her Christian values. She has never, to my knowledge, wavered from that, has always steered that course. Sometimes you have people who profess Christianity, become Christians, and they, what you call it, backslide. Some religion call it, say that they backslide, and then some will come back, some never come back. There are those who have never backslided at all, who have basically stayed the course as far as their Christian beliefs, their values, and their activities are concerned. And there are many, many people in the Cayman Islands who are like that, and we respect them, we applaud them for holding strong to their faith and to their values as well. Yeah, we're going to give Miss Amagol a big shout out this morning, a huge fan of Radio Cayman as well. This is Christmas season, and while sometimes we want to talk politics and we want to talk social issues and stuff like that, we need to continue to big up our people here in the Cayman Islands, especially the those who are further up in age than some of us. We want to continue to keep them relevant in the Cayman Islands, because it is on their shoulders that we are now standing. We are here mainly because of them. We want to continue to make them relevant as well. Talking to a good friend of mine yesterday, and was talking about Teacher McFeel, Timothy Emmanuel McFeel. Yes, we have, I believe that there's one section of Truman Borden Sports Complex that is named for him. To me, that is only symbolic. It is a pittance when you consider the contributions that Teacher McFeel made to education in the Cayman Islands, and we need to do more for him. So that person mentioned to me that we need to get groups together, maybe similar to what is done about on Sterling Dwayne Ebank's show, talking about Cayman heritage and things of that nature, to start to highlight individuals, and not only highlight individuals who have passed on, but I think we have to continue to highlight those individuals who are still with us, so that they can hear and appreciate what we feel, how we feel about them. Persons like Captain Paul Hurlston, Speaker Miss Mary Lawrence, just to name two, and there are many, many more out there. And then we have those who have passed on, like Mr. Val Anderson, Teacher McFeel, and others as well. Folks, okay, we're going to take one quick call before we go to the commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. Mr. Connor, I just want to send a quick appeal.
Sure.
From the standpoint of being a mother. I am really, really getting very alarmed at the risks that road users are taking. I know this is near and dear to your heart as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what is very, very scary is when you're traveling to school with your children in the morning and motorbikes are tearing down the middle of the lanes. I mean, it depends on which side you're on. You can get alarmed and swerve, to the right or left to avoid them out of fright, and you can end up hitting a light pole or hitting another road user, a pedestrian perhaps. What I also want to say is we're in the Christmas season now, and as far as I remember all my life, not only is it an extremely happy time, it also seems to be an increase in tragic losses.
Yes.
So I am putting on an appeal to our community, to all the road users, to consider the Purple Ribbon Pledge all year round, right? This is a very emotional time for people. When you take these risks, you're not only endangering yourself, you're endangering other people. When you end up losing your life or causing the death of someone else, you're making a lot of mothers cry. out there. Cayman is still a small enough community to care. We still get shocked when we hear that somebody lost their life. So I am begging the community to please consider that you are in a very powerful machine, and it can do a lot of damage, not only physically, but emotionally to our community. We seem to not be getting a chance to heal, but each and every weekend or, every couple of days, I'm just saying that when I set out on the road in the morning, I'm considering getting there safely. I'm considering your safety. I'm asking you to consider their children in these vehicles.
Yes.
Look how many school buses have come in collision because of things that probably could have been avoided. So I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm saying that, if people are listening this morning and you're considering getting on the road, consider what your plan is for the day, how you plan to get there, set out in enough time that you get there safely, and consider that I'm asking my country to ensure that I can get to school each morning with my daughter, that she is safe, because I'm considering your children and you as well. So let's arrive alive. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, caller. Yes, and we hope and we trust that people will heed the call that caller has made as well. And I see where in Finance Committee, the Commissioner of Police indicated that more resources would be directed towards traffic enforcement and traffic issues. I'll find that article and share that with you during the course of the show this morning as well. We were way past our commercial break, but it was worth it. So, folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
James Stafford Banks, 1908-1975.
Stafford Banks started out as a seaman, but later returned home to start his own business. He owned and operated a variety store and meat market in West Bay for many years, employing a great number of local people. He was married to Velma Arabella E. Banks, and the couple had 3 children. Stafford had the first light plant in West Bay and supplied power to the Presbyterian Church free of charge. He was also a pioneer in the taxi business and used his taxi to transport Dr. Horder to his calls all over the island and Reverend Blackman to different districts to preach. In early times, he also used it as a hearse to transport the dead. Stafford was credited with saving the life of a fisherman who had lost his paddle and was drifting out to sea. He was a member of the First Chamber of Commerce and served as a vestryman and MLA for a number of years.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Here we are gifted with presents, standing in a space denied many. In gratitude to the gift that Christmas is, this very, very special time of year, this time of reflection, celebration, fellowship, mindful of our blessings, mindful of the empty chairs, the precious spaces, the giving of gifts, sharing from steaming pots, making a difference to the many around us in need. Understanding this specialness, these Cayman Islands, feel cool breeze, massaging silver thatched leaves, shimmering in moonlit night, December Cayman. Food, fellowship, worship, in awe of sunsets, the beach, the children. Rotary Club Central, where community service is our ethos. We serve to change lives. Wishing you a delightful, safe, and magical holiday season.
The Christmas season is a special time of year for your family, friends, co-workers, and customers. Although COVID-19 has changed how we celebrate our traditions, it doesn't mean we can't find creative ways to enjoy the season. For more information and tips on how to stay safe while staying festive, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
Are you feeling sick but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough, and sore throat to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. First of all, I need to make a correction. Miss Mary Miles' birthday is today. Today she is her birthday. But Miss Mary, what I did for you this morning in that era, I treated you like the Queen of England. 2 birthdays. So tomorrow can be today would be your official one, and tomorrow is the one that you can celebrate as the Queen of Tropical Gardens, or if you want to expand that and call it the Queen of Georgetown, or expand it and be the Queen of the Cayman Islands. So Miss Mary's birthday is today. What happened was that when I got the message yesterday, I got a call from my sister, and I said, okay, send me a WhatsApp message so I can remind me of it. And of course I read it, and then I read it as if it was coming today rather than yesterday. Let's grab we do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Okay, check your computer. I just sent you the photos. If you scroll down, you'll see the other one with Mr. Nathan.
Okay. Excellent.
See, I was woman to my word.
Yes. Well, you know, most Caymanians are like that. Especially, those of us who come from pretty far back. We keep our word, and we also expect persons to keep theirs.
Right, like the saying goes, change not the old for the new.
Yep, so true. Yes.
Okay, OC, have a good day.
Okay, thank you very much too. I'll look at those and make some comments on air as well. Thank you very much for that. Very quickly, let's see if I can do this before the news. A COVID-19 update. So as of 8 a.m. on Thursday, the 9th of December, Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee reported that 697 PCR tests had been conducted since 8 a.m. on Wednesday, the 8th of December. Public Health Department reported 45 positive results from these tests, all coming from the community. These results brought the number of COVID-19 cases in the Cayman Islands to 3,491 as of Thursday the 9th. The total number of cases recorded since the start of the pandemic stood at 7,839. As at the same time, there were 17 COVID-19 patients hospitalized in the Cayman Islands at 8 a.m. on Thursday the 9th of December. Public Health Department also confirmed that up to 8 a.m. on Thursday, there had been 2,040 total positive lateral flow tests since the introduction of the lateral flow test program in the Cayman Islands, which are included in the total positive numbers given above. So again, we see the numbers continue to go down as well. Let's see what has happened as far as the sister islands are concerned. Thursday, the 9th of December, Faith Hospital confirmed there were 8 active cases in the sister islands, with none identified in the previous 24 hours. To date, there had been 120 total cases recorded in the sister islands, with 112 having recovered. Out of a total number of cases in the sister islands, 62 were fully vaccinated, 6 were partially vaccinated, and 52 were unvaccinated as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the phone lines will be opened again for you to call in to talk about anything that you want to discuss as well. And I have many, many, many things to share with you also. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
A twice as nice Christmas at Foster's is back.
And bigger than ever.
You can win and give by purchasing any specially marked product in store.
There are over $30,000 in prizes and donations to give away, including our major prize of free groceries for a year. Plus, each winner will be able to give to a local charity.
For more info, go to fosters.ky.
Christmas is twice as nice this year when you can win and give at Foster's.
Thanks to Heinz, Kraft, Oscar Mayer, Philadelphia, L'Oreal, and Garnier. Promotion ends 23rd December 2021. T&Cs at fosters.ky.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The AM News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th June 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 8.56% and 36.86%, and our all-in expense ratio is 0.80%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The weekly COVID trends continue to show a reduction in the number of average daily cases.
During the week of November 28 to December 4, 2021, there were 557 new cases of COVID-19, with a daily average of 80.
That's down from a daily average of 108 the week before. Chief Nursing Officer Dr. Hazel Brown tells CIGTV 58% of the cases were in women, and the average age was 31.
Most of the cases are still in the workforce. However, we have seen a neonate testing positive within this week.
10 patients were under the age of 1, 171 were under the age of 18, and 8 patients were over the age of 70. An expression of appreciation from the Honorable Andre Ebanks to the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority for their role in the ongoing battle to protect the reputation of the island's financial services industry.
I wish to take the opportunity to express heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the staff of the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority for their hard work and dedication in helping to strengthen our regulatory regimes and to address the concerns of the FATF as well as the EU, which was by no means or no stretch, Mr. Speaker, an easy task.
In Parliament, the minister called CIMA the guardian of the integrity of the jurisdiction and added that the robust regulatory framework it provides is key to the country's success.
Over the past year, the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority has worked assiduously to not only ensure that these matters are addressed in a proactive and constructive way, but also to ensure that the reputation of these islands as a leading financial services jurisdiction and a responsible member of the global financial community remained unassailable. For that, I think we should all be truly grateful.
Mr. Ebanks says in addition to the work on the CFATF, CIMA has also dealt with securities investment business, registering regimes, and the private fund sector, along with setting up a new virtual assets framework. And in other news?
Well, this job fair is about the stakeholders involved in the tourism industry and the employment industry working together to try to find the necessary labor to make the industry work again.
Tourism Minister, the Honorable Kenneth Bryan, there at Wednesday's tourism job fair at the West End, which brought together a number of companies to provide a one-stop shop. Mr. Bryan says he is pleased with the turnout and hopes the end results will be more Caymanians working in the industry, a key focus of the PACT-led government. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. The United States government has won its appeal at the High Court in London that the WikiLeaks founder, Julian Assange, should be extradited to stand trial in the US. Washington wants him to face charges of publishing classified military documents. People in Myanmar have stayed at home as part of what opponents of military rule have called a silent strike against the coup in February. Pictures on social media show empty streets in the main cities of Yangon, Mandalay and Naypyidaw. The campaign group Human Rights Watch has accused Tigrayan forces in Ethiopia of the summary execution of dozens of civilians. Residents of two towns in the Amhara region said the killings in August and September were in apparent retaliation for attacks by farmers on Tigrayan forces. All sides have committed abuses during the year-long conflict. More than 50 people, many of them migrants from Central America, have been killed in a road accident in the Mexican state of Chiapas. An overloaded truck toppled onto its side on a bend, hitting a bridge. The new German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is making his first overseas visits since taking office earlier this week. He's meeting President Emmanuel Macron in Paris before heading to Brussels. The Pakistani Taliban have declared an end to a month-long ceasefire with the government. The militants accused Islamabad of failing to honour the conditions of the truce. India is marking the death of the head of its armed forces who was killed in a helicopter crash on Wednesday. General Bipin Rawat will be cremated with full military honours in Delhi. A nighttime curfew has been lifted in the capital of the Solomon Islands after 2 weeks as political tensions ease. 200 foreign peacekeepers helped to restore order. Dozens of buildings were set alight during the unrest. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We're a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. Chamber Pension has an all-in expense ratio of 0.80%, over 16,000 members, and US $463.6 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or request further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
We asked 100 people what they would do with a little extra time. Top answers included hang with friends, sleep, volunteer, walking on the beach, watch TV. But the odd thing is, no one said, stand in line to pay my bill. Funny that. Now Logic introduces Logic My Account. Pay online, view bill history, schedule automatic payments, and more. Go to logic.ky/my account and pay online, not stand in line. Logic My Account. Go on. Give yourself a little extra time. Bake a cake, browse the web, yoga, spring clean.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating?
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen, and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC Zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Here we are gifted with presents, standing in a space denied many. In gratitude to the gift that Christmas is, this very, very special time of year, this time of reflection, celebration, fellowship, mindful of our blessings, mindful of the empty chairs, the precious spaces, the giving of gifts, sharing from steaming pots, making a difference to the many around us in need. Understanding this specialness, these Cayman Islands, feel cool breeze, massaging silver thatched leaves, shimmering in moonlit night, December Cayman. Food, fellowship, worship, in awe of sunsets, the beach, the children. Rotary Club Central, where community service is our ethos. We serve to change lives. Wishing you a delightful, safe, and magical holiday season.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefit solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 88%. The barometric pressure 30.00 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 8 knots. Overnight low temperature was 76 degrees. Synopsis indicate fresh northeasterly winds and rough seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a ridge of high pressure system lingers north of the Caribbean. Satellite images show scattered low-level clouds over the Cayman area moving towards the west to southwest. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies, becoming cloudy at times with a 40% chance of showers through early afternoon, becoming fair skies thereafter. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s today. Winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots, and seas will be rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft should exercise caution over open water. Tonight, expect partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots, and seas rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet, and small craft should also exercise caution over open water. Low tide will be this morning at 9:33, high tide this afternoon at 4, and a low tide again tonight at 10:41. Sun will set this evening at 5:47, and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:50. And the outlook is calling for mostly fair conditions with moderate winds and seas from tomorrow morning through Sunday evening as the ridge weakens. Fresh northeasterly winds and rough seas are expected from late Sunday night as the ridge strengthens north of the Caribbean once again. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221 Cannon Place East, North Song Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, have a deadline. Procrastination is common in human nature. Setting a time to review the work helps to increase motivation because you know that you have to have it done by a certain time. This also ensures that you slow down to review progress. Consider rewards if things are going well. If things are not going as well as you would like, a deadline gives you a chance to pause and reflect on the current goal to see if there may be something getting in the way of being able to get it done.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. Encourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning, and on your commute this morning, let's see how things are shaping up. Coming from the east, heavy traffic on the Linford-Pearson Highway and busy traffic coming off of the Linford-Pearson Highway on Agnes Way. Traffic also busy heading to Georgetown on Crew Road, and eastbound traffic on Crew Road is flowing moderately. And traffic flowing pretty good coming from the West Bay four-way stop. Moderate flow of traffic as well as on Godfrey-Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. And as we look to the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is steady but flowing, especially heading to Georgetown. And from Georgetown heading to West Bay on the West Bay Road, traffic is moving on moderately. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. On Norristown Road, moderate flow of traffic. Shedden Road, things looking pretty good as traffic flowing pretty good. And also on Huldah Avenue, traffic is flowing at a good pace. That's what's happening on your roads. If you've seen accidents or incidents on Cayman's roads, make sure you give us a call here at Radio Cayman, 949-6990. And that's your traffic report. Compliments of Subway.
At Subway, we caramel a lot about our customers, so we decided to give you 2 treats in one with the new Caramel Apple Cookie. Enjoy cinnamon apples, caramel bits, and salted caramel crunch baked in, and topped with a drizzle of caramel-flavored icing. Gooey, crunchy, and yummy. Complete your Subway sandwich, pizza, or salad with the delicious Caramel Apple Cookie or any other cookie flavor and dessert, available for a limited time at all Subway locations. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today. The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high-quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high-tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
Merry Christmas from A.L. Thompson's. Go electric this year with electronic gifts that are fun for the whole family. Add accessories to a massive 4K HD TV like a Fire Stick, a soundbar, and wireless headphones. Up your game with Xbox console bundles. Think security with a Ring video doorbell and a time-lapse video camera. Then take the fun outside with drones and speakers. It's all fun, and nobody does Christmas like A.L. Thompson's.
Getting together during the holidays is often an important part of the celebration. But with COVID-19, this may come with an increased risk of infection. Reduce your risk by avoiding large crowds, particularly indoors, practicing social distancing, sanitizing, and wearing a mask at all times. For holiday ideas to keep you and your loved ones safe while staying festive, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orit Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. I've been advised that someone wants to give a big shout out to Mr. Charles Russell Jr. Of Macress. His birthday's today as well, and they want to wish him God's complete blessings. And they say also Katrina Tibbetts. They pray God's righteous right hand to be on you at all times as well. So I want to thank the writer for those. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good. Sorry, I've not been listening to you yet for the morning. But I did cut a little piece where a lady was speaking about traffic and, safety in school bus. Am I right?
Can you repeat that? I can hardly hear you.
I don't know why you can't hear me, but I got
now it's better.
Okay, yeah, the lady was talking about the traffic and safety in school buses and, taking kids to school safe and, so forth. I didn't get the whole story. So, this week here alone, we almost had 2 accidents of kids getting killed on Smith Road. And what they're doing is going into the center lane that is a turning lane, and the buses stop with the lights flashing, kids trying to cross, and they are coming while the kids are trying to cross. I don't know what they're going to put in the law to protect these kids on these school buses when they're stopped to let the children off, because then people is taking it for a joke, and it's not a joke, it's a serious situation. When they see these school bus stop, it has to be a purpose why they stop, and the lights are flashing. They need to respect them, and the government needs to stress that and give them and warn them threaten them with a high penalty for what they're doing to these school buses in the daytime for the short time that we are on the road. Oh, see, I was listening to the house the other night, the last part of the house, it was sending greetings to the constituents and whatever the word is, into the people and yakety yak and yakety yak. And talking about essential people, how they work so hard and, especially those descendants up and so forth. So I was just wondering, where do the bus drivers and the bus wardens come under that category to the degree of us risking our lives, taking our kids to school every morning, which is the future for our island. And they use our schools, children, every 4 years in the political arena. You know what I mean? And I just feel that we should be just as much recognized. And I don't feel that we're being recognized enough as bus wardens and bus drivers, that we're out here trying to get our children home safe. We are driving the future for this island 5 days a week. And we're not asking for anything to the fact of you got to come here and drop off this humongous gift, even a little certificate saying, well, these certain buses never had no incident for the time of the year. You know how they go back in time for the year and read down, we had this, we had that. Nothing about the bus wardens and the bus drivers. We are human too. And we got 30 and 40 kids to deal with per day. And if you think 30 or 40 kids sometime on a bus to deal with is easy, people think bus warden is an easy job. But it's not, because we're there to protect them from doing things that they want to do when they're on the bus, some of them. You understand? So I just want to know where do we come in at and being appreciated for what we are doing to a degree. We were doing all this announcement in the House a couple of nights ago.
Sure, and I understand that, but you know the best appreciation is the fact that you feel within yourself, within yourself that what you are doing, that and the reasons that you are doing it. And yes, sometimes it's good to hear, to hear people compliment you and stuff like that. But deep down inside, it is the satisfaction that you as the individual get. If when you love your job and you're dedicated to that, that in itself, keeps you going. But I do appreciate what you're saying.
I agree with you 100%. But the fact of the matter is, some people get recognized that you're least expecting to get recognized. And I'm not going to go any further in it. I just brought that up to the fact of listening to the House send their greetings to their people and to the island and so forth, and mentioning departments and so forth. And this is not the first time. I don't hear the school buses and bus wardens being announced and the thing in a capacity. I'll say it's going true. Yeah, but I just feel like I should say that, and be all human as well, like everybody else.
Okay. Thank you very much for that caller. One of our listeners has written in and said the West Bay school bus drivers, they pull across the road and have flashing lights to stop the other lanes as well. And I guess that is possible in some instances. But again, the question is, if they're legally allowed to do that, then it's fine. If they're not, then they're basically being innovative and doing whatever is necessary for them to protect the safety of their passengers, as well. But again, legislation, and even more than that, education, as far as drivers are concerned. But I promised you, and I will, during the course of the show, share what the Commissioner of Police said to the Finance Committee in terms of more resources going to traffic in the Cayman Islands. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. Billy Simamba here. How are you?
Morning, Billy. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I have to call you today on my usual theme. I'm concerned about something happening in the judiciary. I think last time I called you, I told you about that I'll call you to let you know that there's a new rule in the judiciary which applies only to me personally.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yes, I did. The Chief Justice has issued a written ruling, a written instruction to all the judicial support staff, the court staff, to let them know that any document that is being filed by me should not be received in the court until there has been specific approval by a court. Now, that is totally wrong. Anybody who is entitled to file a document, if they present a document and if it is all right on the face of it, if it doesn't have a specific error, like no name of the parties or the court file number, if everything is there, they are supposed to receive it. The legalities come later. But he has issued a written instruction, and this is contained also in a letter to the ombudsman, that me by name, Billy Simamba, as well as me, as well as that instruction applies in relation to the case that I'm prosecuting. Now, that of course is unfair.
So it is in relation. It's in relation to a specific case, not in general.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's in relation to a specific case as well as a specific individual, meaning me.
Okay.
Now, just the legalities of that. There are two counts on which it is illegal. Section 19(1) of the Constitution is very clear. All decisions of public authorities must be lawful, rational, proportionate, and procedurally fair. How can this be rational? How can it be procedurally fair? Because, we are in a realm where by delaying a document by 1 day or 2 days, you could be out of time. So that if they do that with me and they have to wait always for the court to say, well, it can be filed, I could be out of time. And this almost happened last week when I filed a document to respond to the Attorney General. I sent 6 emails in reminding them about this document. After 7 days, Mr. Billy Adam helped me to go there to say, well, look, what is happening? He had also called them 3 times, and then they said, well, we were not getting the messages. We had only 2 days left, but in the end it was filed. And to me, the only reason, OC, that I think this, I'm drawing an inference here. The only reason why the Chief Justice would do this is because he wants to be sure that before it is filed, he can have a look at it. Because this is what happened when I tried to file a default judgment. Instead of the document just being received, the whole matter was referred all the way to him, and he said it shouldn't be received, and it wasn't received. As a result, I was denied that. And I'm so really mad about this. Last night, I've written to the governor. I've said, Governor, this is a pattern on the part of the Chief Justice. This is the same Chief Justice who doesn't have any rules which govern the complaints, and he is being asked questions about those rules, and he does not want to answer them. And so, in other words, he can do anything once you file a document. He doesn't have to follow any rules. If I can use a figure of speech, OC, he can do whatever his voodoo practitioner tells him to do because he doesn't have any rules. Okay, so I've asked the Chief Justice that this is a matter which should be referred to the Judicial and Legal Services Commission to find out if they can rein in this Chief Justice. Okay? I mean, if I can't go to court and feel that if I've done everything in order, my documents are going to be received, they have to be subject to the whims and fancies of the Chief Justice. This is totally, totally wrong. And I thought that I should bring this to the public attention. There is need to rein in Chief Justice Anthony Smelly. He has gone too far. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Billy. And I can only say to you, when you feel that you're right and when you feel that you're supported by law, by tradition, by customs, then you have to stand up for your rights. Okay, Ms. Susan, time for us to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay.
No one can stop me when I taste the beer.
Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop in to any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
It is the season of giving, and there is no better place to shop than Penha Perfume, MAC Cosmetics, and Victoria's Secret. Check out our Christmas gifts and collections at amazing prices. Plus, when you sign up for the Penha loyalty card, get 3% back on all your purchases. And while you shop, enter raffles to win major prizes of up to $5,000. Penha, MAC, and Victoria's Secret on 40 Cardinal Avenue, Georgetown. Merry Christmas.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio this morning. I just want to acknowledge the fact that I have received that photograph of the what is now known as the John Gray Memorial Church in West Bay. I think at that time it was basically called West Bay Presbyterian Church, and as well as the gentleman and the photograph of the vehicle. This looks like a Chevrolet Bel Air, probably, in the parking lot, or what became the parking lot across the street from there. And also the fact that the design of that church at that time, something new to Cayman in terms of the design. It was certainly a progressive design as well. Of course, when you look at this photograph and you look at now what the John Gray Memorial Church looks like, it has gone through substantial amount of expansion as well. So I want to thank the person who sent that, Miss Esme. Thank her for sending that to me. That was taken on February of 1966, which would have been not long after the construction was completed as well. I believe we do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning. How art thou?
I am Hopper right down in this corner. I didn't know you were an automobile aficionado as well.
You never know. You never know.
And I would just like to say to Mr. Billy Samamba, we're thinking New Year's now. I wish you health and strength, so you're going to need it.
Yes.
But I'm just glad. I'm just glad that Radio Cayman is back to where you really started from. That request program. You need an official one, and you do your thing, but you need officialdom on that one.
Okay.
But I'm just glad that you're back where you started, because Radio Cayman was important one time. It was the only one except for ICCI. And that was a training facility. Anyhow, I am saying, I heard somebody talking about, talking about those that are recognized and those that are not. And I come back to my men.
Yes.
The hollering day that when people come here and they get to the sovereign nation of Orion, they will understand that one day this year children can't go to school because we honoring the people, that build up this thing. Don't come and let us come here once a year and talk about, we stand on their shoulders. I don't want to hear that. Give me a holiday, and everybody will feel it, see it, know it, and have to accept it.
Yep.
So just speaking about being recognized and not, whoop to my seaman, and not forget the little 7-year-old that stood on the bucket. For me, long before I was in existence. Those are the things we have to be proud of, and I can't see why we can't get a day to honor them, a whole 24 hours set down in calendar before the year start. But anyway, to the team, man, happy holidays. They're almost here.
Yes.
And to you, Mr. O.C., thank you for bringing us back, almost back to where we started from. Thank you.
We're going to continue to try.
Maybe I know something in my head wasn't right. When I was hearing it, I know it wasn't right, But anyhow, happy one. And I know you're 27 again this year.
All right. Take care.
Okay,
Stay safe. Have a good day. So, folks, traffic in the Cayman Islands. We talk about it. People complain about it. We know that it is a problem. We know that lives are lost as a result of reckless driving, poor driving, careless driving while under the influence of something, drugs or alcohol or whatever. And it is something that needs to be addressed. I'll start off by saying that maybe the government of the Cayman Islands need to find a way, and not wanting to step on anyone's toes, but simply to assist, find a way to appoint someone, a czar, to address the traffic situation in the Cayman Islands, whether it be the driving, whether or not it be the conditions of the roads. And please, if you were to consider such a thing, don't bring somebody from the outside to tell us, what to do about our traffic. There are enough people within the Cayman Islands, either indigenous or otherwise, who have the answers to these problems. We need to take this thing seriously. We need to appoint a czar, someone with overall oversight. Doesn't have to be full responsibility, because like I said, you don't want to necessarily step on other person's toes that have responsibility for it, but give someone oversight of the whole situation, including the importation, the policy in relation to the importation of vehicles into the Cayman Islands. Appoint someone to deal specifically with the issue. Callers on hold. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Well, say good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Not bad. Thank God it's Friday. Yep. Oh, see, where is the police? I know you said some time ago that the police can't be everywhere, but at least they can be somewhere. Huh? So where are the police? I mean, until this thing with these indicators are addressed, with people using their indicators, right, and people stop running through the red lights, right? You know how many accidents I almost get in every day, where that Eastern Avenue. If the police was to spend some time just on that light by William gas station on Eastern Avenue, the government wouldn't need any worries about funds for the next 20 years, because every 2 seconds or a second, they would be giving somebody a ticket for running through them lights when they are. I don't even think they know the difference of when they should be going through the lights. I mean, you got green, amber, and red. No, is red go? Is red mean go? I just don't understand. And until we get the law enforcement in this country take this thing serious, it's not going to get any better, OC. It has to start from the top. So, I mean, I don't hear anything coming from the police department, what they intend to do, what they're not doing, what their plans are about addressing these issues.
Well, I'm gonna share what the commissioner has said. His plans are in, and he said that in Finance Committee this week. Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm finished. I just said I'm going to share later on with you the article in from Cayman News Service that talks about the commissioner and what he said he's going to do about the traffic.
But OC, seriously, I mean, I respect you because at least you are taking the time. I know there's other, people might want to say more important issues. That is rubbish. There's no more important issue than somebody dying on the road. How more important can it be? It needs to be addressed, so the police need to get off of their backside and do what they are getting paid to do, because this cannot continue.
Yep, it's complete madness out there.
I'm a bit frustrated this morning because I'm on the road and I have to deal with it every day. And then they got this stinking habit coming right up behind you on your bumper and forcing you to speed up. But you know what? If they run into the back of me, you know what I can do? When I hear the lick, I can just jam my brakes so I can make their old bumpers on their car go all over this island, because I know once they hit the front of me, the back of me, their bumpers going to drop off, their fenders going to drop off, their back bumpers going to drop off, everything going to drop off of these old cars because they're no good.
Yep.
So tell them run into the back of me. I am prepared and ready for every one of them, because I am sick of what is happening to this country, the way it's deteriorating, and nobody is doing nothing about it. It needs to stop, OC. Seriously.
Okay.
Thank you for addressing it, and have a good morning.
Thank you very much. We have to take a commercial break. We still have callers on hold. When we return, we will take those calls, so please stay tuned.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamp Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
Study local and go far this spring. Want to start your bachelor's or associate degree, or just need a few classes to complete? Registration is now open for spring classes at UCCI. Scholarships are available for the spring semester, but you need to act now to meet the deadlines. Visit www.ucci.edu.ky to enroll now. Classes begin January 10th. Enroll by December 1st for a chance to win an iPad or a laptop.
Tips to stay safe this holiday season. Take the pledge. Plan a safe ride home. Offer to be a designated driver. Ride the Purple Ribbon bus. Drink responsibly.
Arrive Alive 345. Take the pledge, designate a driver, or ride the Purple Ribbon bus on New Year's Eve. This message is brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Blessed. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
I'm calling about the trafficking. That's one of my pet peeves. the traffic situation. And it's not just the driving, it's so many other things associated. And I keep saying, we need to have a dedicated traffic department, highway department, whatever you want to call it, but a set of police that, you know, their ambit is to deal with traffic and the roads and that. Because, like so many people say, you never see the cops on the road, only when you're speeding, going to some emergency or something. I very rarely, especially in the times, you know, when there's heavy traffic in the morning, in the evenings and stuff, and, you know, you hardly ever see any kind of police presence. Now and then you see them standing by the side of the road or radar. You know, but to say enforcing and checking, because there's so much, well, see, you know, not only the drunk driving, they call it about drunk drive. What about the distracted driving? I see so many times people on phone driving.
Yes.
I would venture to say most of the accidents that are caused, especially during the fender benders, that kind of stuff, is because of distracted driving, you know? So we have all these laws and rules, but there's no enforcement, so people are not really scared, you know? They don't get, you know, I don't have to worry about it because there's no police out there to enforce. There's cars with the dark tint. There's cars without license plates. There's cars with old license plates that are so faded out that they might as well don't have none. And that's another thing I want to find out about. You see so many of the old, they're supposed to be replacing the old yellow and orange license plates with these new, whatever ones they are. But yet there's so many cars with the old license plate still on them. Why is it taking so long for these cars to be, you know, properly tagged? And, I mean, is the cops business because, you know, something happened and you need to get the license plate number of a car. Is neither don't have it on or it's so faded you can't see it.
Yep.
And that, especially with the big trucks, the old trucks, you know, because those are so covered with dirt and mud and stuff, you can't see them. You go out in the night, there's almost 1 in every 5 cars have one light or dim lights or all these multicolored lights that blare and stuff behind you. You know, it's so much things that traffic, dedicated traffic police can do and try to enforce it, because if people know that if you go on the road with the wrong kind of lights or wrong tint or whatever the thing is, and chances are that you're going to get pulled down by a cop and get ticketed or charged or something, they would think twice about doing it. But because it never happens, nobody's, you know, worried about, you know, any repercussions.
Yes. So, I agree.
Man, it really, you know, and I mean, as for driving habits, I don't know how we can do, because people come in like they don't know how to use indicators.
Yeah. We have to take a multi-pronged approach to driving and the traffic situation in the Cayman Islands. Yeah, has to come from all directions.
It's oh boy, you know, it's so, and like I said, and nothing's going to change until enforcement starts. You know, and we never see the cops on the road. So.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Thank you, and please stay safe. Have a great weekend as well. Let's grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, we listened to Peter a while ago about the traffic and the police are not seeing the presence of the police. I thought I saw it somewhere where Pat Cayman have the highest percentage of police officers per capita, and I think we maybe got the highest budget, best cars, and like you say, there's a lot of time. Well, I just drive from all the way from where I live in town all the way, and I'm down in Bulletin Avenue now, and I haven't passed a police car nowhere on the road, and there are hundreds of cars on the road. So, yeah, I can see what Peter is talking about, but we'll see. Until we form, and the gentleman that just called in about designated traffic department, you know, we had that before, but we tend to go backwards. So see, we had a department under Superintendent McCann that only dealt with traffic, and we had the likes of Gilbert, Rolfe, Wilfred, and we were scared because we know that those guys was out there hiding somewhere. Half the time we don't know where they were, but we know they were out there. So,
but at the same time, we had probably 1/10 of the number of the road that we have in the Cayman Islands now.
Yeah, well, so just like how we increased the amount of policemen, we could increase the amount of people in the traffic department. We could increase the amount of cars because they got a lot of cars. So I think we do have to bring back a designated department that just deal with traffic, because like Peter said, I know people out there driving that don't have no license, and if they don't have a license, I mean, they don't have insurance. If they hit somebody, normally what they do, they jump out the car
and run. Yeah,
it happens so often. So I can see what Peter's talking about, and I think what we need to do, because we got the laws but nobody enforcing them, we need to get with the government. We don't have to be elected. Everybody say, oh boy, you should get elected, Elected for what? To do the same thing they're doing? No. We want them that elected to select a task force group like you, me, Peter, Ackerman from West Bay that always in the know, John Thompson, for us to receive all the complaints of what's happening in Cayman, and we ourselves that knows what's happening to address all these problems, because nobody's addressing them.
Got you. Yeah,
we got to be. But listen now, we got to be paid now. We got to be paid. There's no volunteer now because this guy is getting paid. So we don't want to be elected. We just want the job to take care of the problems that we have.
Okay.
Now. Okay.
Got you.
So you look into that.
Got you. Thank you very much for that. Before I take any more calls, I'm going to share what the commissioner has said in Finance Committee, because what I would like my audience to do is to comment on what the commissioner said. There are all legitimate concerns that are out there, but let's be fair. Let's see what the commissioner said in Finance Committee. Or is purported to have said, and then we can have some input into that. So, Commissioner of Police Derek Burns, this is from Cayman News Service article. Commissioner of Police Derek Burns told politicians during Finance Committee on Tuesday, that is Tuesday of this week, that more police resources are going to be diverted to the traffic unit in 2022 in order to get to grips with the increasingly erratic, and I quote, erratic and dangerous driving being seen on the roads. As politicians on both sides of Parliament questioned him about the significant number of crashes and worrying driving behavior that is a serious public concern, he revealed that more police will be diverted to deal with road offenses next year, and that a new satellite traffic unit was going to be set up at the Bordentown police station to focus on rogue road users in the eastern districts. Burns said the terrible driving and speeding in particular needed to be tackled with a multifaceted approach, which is what I said as well. He said a combination of education, engineering, and enforcement was needed to curb the large number of accidents on the country's roads. He's quoted as saying the issue is multifaceted and multi-pronged. A lot of it has to do with driver behavior, and driver volumes is another contributing factor. There is a lot of work going on with our Traffic Enforcement Division with some very good results, the commissioner said, adding that he was stepping that up. With new recruits currently in training that will graduate in March, he said he would be able to allocate more resources to traffic enforcement next year. He's quoted as saying, "I do see some very erratic and dangerous driving on the roads, which is very concerning," he said. And he outlined plans for Bordentown's own traffic unit. The commissioner told Parliament that next year money would be spent on technology to help with road traffic enforcement, and the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service would continue working with the National Roads Authority to make roads safer. He also noted that there were plans to change the law to reduce the level of alcohol that drivers are permitted to consume before getting into their cars. He said that over Christmas there would be even more promotion of safe driving, and the police would be encouraging people to report bad driving when they see it. The government has budgeted almost 50 million for policing next year and over 50 million for 2023. In addition to 3.3 million has been set aside each year for the next 2 years for the Coast Guard. Almost 10 million has also been allocated for capital projects over 2 years. In total, law enforcement is costing the taxpayers somewhere around $116 million over the next 24 months. So we hope and we trust that the politicians as well as the people of the Cayman Islands will hold Commissioner Byrne to his word when it comes to the traffic situation. But we have to do our part as well. We have to help, and we need to talk about how we can do our part also. Folks, top of the hour, headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, we will take those callers that are in the queue. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after headline news at 9 o'clock.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported 45 positive cases of COVID-19 on Thursday, bringing the total number of active cases to just under 3,500. 17 COVID-19 patients were in the hospital as of 8 a.m. on Thursday. At least 54 people have been killed and scores more injured after the truck they were being transported in crashed in southern Mexico. More than 150 people, said to be migrants from Central America, were crammed into the truck's trailer when it rolled. One resident heard a man implore his badly hurt companion, quote, "Remember what you promised your mother, hold on." Pictures showed victims strewn across the road next to the overturned truck. A Chicago jury has found that U.S. actor Jussie Smollett lied to police when he claimed to have been a victim of a racist, homophobic attack. At trial this week, the 39-year-old stood by denials that he staged the hoax attack against himself. Prosecutors countered that he lied for hours on the stand as he repeated what he told Chicago police. He was found guilty on Thursday of 5 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines as promised. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lucy. That was Frank. Maintain my composure, hang in there.
Thank you.
Mr. Lucy, differently, right? I don't call names, I think, but they're a specific police officer. The nothing looks strikes off of me, and if I remember. And now, what about this morning, Mr. Lucy, right? You're aware and observe, right? There's abandoned derelict vehicles on the main road and highway.
Mm-hmm,
right? When people traveling on their commute, right, it's very hazardous, right?
Yep.
When you're compressing via day or night, Okay? And I don't know why the feds, the police, can't track the owners down, call a wrecker, and haul it. But on the other hand, they have a shoulder with the radar gun, skin and teeth. You understand? So they need to do the job. And first of all, me, police, we don't share a cup of tea. I'm about that. So the share of people and do the job.
Yeah. So caller, what do you think about the and I acknowledge, and you pointed out these abandoned vehicles on the side of the road. They're a hazard. They're a danger to other road users as well. We have enough tow trucks and enough companies in the Cayman Islands that have the ability to remove those vehicles from the road. We should have a pound to put them in, or we should craft. Do you think that we should craft a law that allows those, if a vehicle remains on the side of the road for more than, say, 12 hours, that the authorized tow trucks are allowed to remove them from there, take them to a holding place. The owner of those vehicles must pay for them in order for them, to retrieve them from those areas. That will help to keep the road users safe, but we need to put it in law. For some reason, it seems as if there's a reluctance for us to enact legislation that actually has teeth to it, that will actually have meaningful effect. What do you think, caller?
I can do what you're saying now, right? But in the other hand, now, some people you got penalize them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If they exceed, you say 12 hours, a half a day. If they exceed 3-4 days, confiscate the vehicle, impound it.
Yes.
Write it off.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Decline it, omit it. Simple. But like I say again, like you say early on, they compensate the wrecker.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah. Because they have no private people.
Yeah.
Doing the job.
And you give them the authority, you give them the license to remove the vehicles, because the police don't have the resources to do that.
So see people driving 50 miles per hour, you allow 10 miles per hour, right, to exceed the speed limit. And you know the impact of that double on a highway or on a main road. 100 miles per hour, that's hazardous now. That's dangerous. 40
miles an hour in some areas in Grand Cayman now really is too fast. I mean, how long, let's say if I'm driving from Lower Valley to town, how many, with traffic on the roads, how far you think I can go at 40 miles an hour before ending up in bumper-to-bumper traffic? We need to consider reducing the speeds. People talk about increasing the speed so traffic will move faster. That is not necessarily the case.
I understand the speed limit. I understand, right? But so you know the road code, right? Every 12 seconds, you look at the rear mirror, right? You stand 2-3 car lengths front bumper.
Yeah.
Right? You know tailgating. You know how you go, right? But like some people know, they use nothing. First time they come Cayman, right? They literate, and they buy a vehicle, and it's really don't the roads. It's really don't they come on the roads.
When you say illiterate, you're talking about illiterate in terms of driving.
That and reading too with road code.
Okay.
We're doing a written test.
It might be language challenges, yeah.
On that too. So enjoy your weekend, man. Cool, sir.
Thank you very much. You take care, my friend. Stay safe as well. All the callers on hold, Miss Susan. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning and season's greetings, OC, and to all who are within hearing and distance.
Good morning. Good morning. Same to you, ma'am.
Well, it's so many different topics. But anyway, our friend Esme sent you nice photos of the Monday Memorial Church taken in February 1966. That was shortly after it was constructed.
Right.
Yes, when we didn't really have a proper road going in front of it there. And the parking lot, I think, would have been a grass piece at that time. And to the right, and I'm updating you a little bit more, she said, to the right of the church was where Mr. Bertie Ebanks' home was. You see the little driveway going down there. And that's where Centennial Towers is built on that site. And one other little tidbit she said was that she and 4 of her siblings were the last children to be christened or baptized in the old church. Old church. And the picture to do with the gentleman with the sombrero, very nice picture. In the car there were 2 ladies, etc. that picture was taken in Georgetown.
Oh,
now,
okay.
You might be old enough to even recognize any of the buildings in the vicinity to know exactly where it was. We're not quite sure. She thought it may have been near the Bodmer building, but I know that Georgetown looks so different to what it is now when we're going to school. My goodness gracious. So I thought I'd update you on that.
Okay.
And I just love old photographs.
Yes.
When I see the pictures of old Cayman, it really does something to warm your heart to the way we were. And we thank God for the progress we've made. But not everything we've changed has improved life in our little country. But we thank God for everything.
That's true. Question before you go. The old church, was that, where was that located? Same spot?
Same spot, yes.
And they demolished that to build the other one. Is that the case?
Right. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And prior to the old church, which I believe, now let me see, was that built in 1903 or was it 1803? I mustn't try to do the dates, but before that, we had a church on Boggy Sand Road in the area of Mr. Prentice's church. In that area there was where the Presbyterian church used to be at one time too, but that was lost, damaged in a hurricane, and they moved it up on the site where it is right now. And then in 65, we got the present building, which of course, as you said, has changed. You've got an expansion, although not really adjoining the church, but the church hall is there, so it's different in that site. And one thing about traffic, we have finally, after begging, we finally got a little
speed bump
crossing lights. You can press the button and it flashes.
Excellent.
And talking about speed limit, I think it is nothing wrong with having reduced the speed limit on the main West Bay Road, because that's a busy thoroughfare, and we have to take care of all of our visitors and who live in that area and there. But I cannot understand why 25-mile zones like the road in front of our church, John Gray Church in West Church Street, that was increased from 25 to 30. And I am not sure why you would increase a winding pedestrian road to 30 when our big 60-foot highway, the old West Bay Road, was reduced to 25 for the safety of people.
Yeah.
But a few streets they've increased to 30. That I don't really think much thought was taken into it. Anyway, things can be changed. I'll let you go, Osli, and all who are listening. God bless each and every one in the Cayman Islands, no matter where you come from, no matter what you do. God loves you all, so let's in turn worship the Lord who created us and who sent us his Son to save us. God bless.
Thank you very much, and all the best to you as well. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, any more calls on hold, Miss Susan? Okay, so, folks, I shared with you what the commissioner has said, and he's absolutely right, that the whole issue of traffic is multifaceted, it's multi-pronged, and as a result of that, the approach to it has to be multifaceted and multi-pronged. We have to address, number one, the importation of vehicles. That includes the number of vehicles that we want to see in this island, the type of vehicles that we want to see in this island. That includes whether or not we should move more towards electric vehicles, the age of vehicles that we're going to allow to be imported into this country, who we are going to allow to import vehicles into this country, because this madness of everyone who gets off of a plane or a boat to live and work in the Cayman Islands has the ability to import a vehicle. It has to stop, and it has to stop quickly. We can't wait 10 years down the line. We have dragged our feet on so many issues that it becomes almost an insurmountable problem for us. Take, for instance, look at the dump. How many administrations did we talk about that? Where have we gotten? And if we're not careful, 5 years, 10 years down the line, I may not be in this seat talking about it, but we may be right in the same position that we are today as far as the dump is concerned as well. So it is a multifaceted issue. It has to be approached that way. Importation of vehicles, driver education, how we issue driver's license, the speed on the roads of the Cayman Islands, how the roads on the Cayman Islands are built, enforcement. Talk about more eyes on the road. What about eye in the sky? The cameras, the speed cameras, the ones that can read the license plate. Hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the pocket. Hit them where it hurts, as well. And I believe that we need more than just a presence on the roads, because to a certain extent, that presence can only be symbolic. We have to use other more modern approaches and devices to deal with the issues. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC, and good morning, K-Man.
Good morning, good morning. How are you?
Hit them where it hurts. Hit them where it hurts. OC, we have a severe problem in this island. And until those in power, and I'm speaking about the government, stand up and hold these people to hold their foot to the fire. The old proverb saying. If they don't do that, you must have the guts, the balls, the integrity to make laws and to carry them out. Putting on a uniform in government, taking on a task that is, it's not just to wear that uniform. It is there, you're given a specific task and a job to do. You must do it with conscience, with integrity, and with all your being out there to make sure that you're upholding the laws of the land. I think too many people, put on that badge and say, well, hey, we got a badge. This is just a job. We don't care. We come from someplace else. We have, and I'm going to call this out, because one of the things that we have imported from our neighboring to the southeast here is the habits of their nasty, bad driving. And they cannot stand to see another car in front of them. They cannot. It's virtually impossible. You can check any one of them. This has spun off into our, and I can only say, I don't even know if we got culture anymore, but into our society, that they must feel that they have to do the same thing as they do and these dirty habits that have come here. Now, let's get to the facts of how we can eliminate some of this. Because all of these people that come to our island and want to buy one of these deportee cars and putting them on the street and clogging up our roads, they are really not contributing to the upkeep or anything in our society. They buy them today, tomorrow they dump them. They turn around and they sell them to someone else and they make money off it. I can't tell you how many calls I get in the run of a week asking me if I'm ready to buy a car from Japan. And if we do not stop, customs must put a stop to this, or government must put a stop to this. These people should not be allowed to bring these cars here any longer.
But customs doesn't have that sort of authority. That has to be a government policy, unfortunately.
Right. Well, whoever it is in charge that has to do it, it's got to be policy. Then go to the House, make a law, put it out there, and stop it. I remember at one point in time, I think it was John McLean, when he was in, he put a stop on bringing in dump trucks for a while. And it made a tremendous improvement on the island. But we don't do, I don't know what's wrong with us. Companies, should provide a vehicle service for their employees. Pick them up from where they're staying and bring them to the job site. They don't need to have every employee come in there and with one of these cars, with a car every day and piling up and clogging up the system. We're building roads, probably having to go out and buy land from private homeowners. We're digging up graves just to make room for additional traffic. What's it costing? It's costing, I don't know, $5,000-$10,000 a foot for land. I don't know how much it is. What are we getting from licensing a $2,000 Honda, and then 2 weeks later or 3 months later they dump it, and then you got to find a place to put it and export it. I mean, this is ridiculous. You got a ship coming here every week with a minimum of 100 plus, sometimes 200 plus cars from Jamaica. Where are they going? Who's buying these vehicles? How are they getting around?
Okay. Caller, gone way past my commercial break, but I wanted you to be able to articulate your views. I want to thank you very much for that, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
FedEx Delivery. Share this season with everyone by shipping your rum cakes and gifts with 30% off and get an additional 20% on your next shipment. Visit us. Restrictions apply.
The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller, but before we go to that caller, I want to make it clear that when we talk about importation of vehicles, when we talk about bad driving on the roads of the Cayman Islands, it is not necessarily restricted to foreigners. Caymanians also are importing cars. There are a lot of bad drivers out there as well who are Caymanian. So this issue, the responsibility and the cause, it is widespread. It is not restricted to any one group, any one organization as well. And before I take the caller, I just wanted to share some of the WhatsApp messages that came in. And this person says that they would like to find out if there is any knowledge or information that with the amount of driving schools on the islands, if any of those schools offer or take out their students at night for driving lessons. I have asked that question before, and I have also compared it with driving in the winter in places like the United States, learning to drive in the winter. as well. And then the person also wrote about the fact that they know that persons who have obtained their license only say about 6 months, and then they're also out there teaching other persons how to drive after just learning in a space of 6 months as well. And that is also one of my pet peeves, where I believe that yes, we have you have to pass a written test and then you have to pass a road test, but I believe that more driver education can be included in that whole testing phase as well, and that has to do with a person having to sit down with a professional, and it can be done in a class setting with groups, to be lectured. And after that lecture, in some places in the United States, like in New York, it is called a 3-hour class that you're required to attend. Once you attend that, you are given a certificate, and on the basis of that certificate, then you can go and book your driver's your tests for your the road portion of your driver's license as well. So the phone lines are all queued up. Let's try to grab as many as possible. We have 7 minutes before we go to our next commercial break. Let's see if we can take 2 callers in 7 minutes. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. This is Allison. I might as well identify myself.
Otherwise, they know the voice.
Otherwise, they know the voice, you know. Yes. And I know there's a lot of folks calling this morning to complain, except maybe Alice May. Thank God for Alice May, who isn't complaining about anything. But I think people have reasons to complain. It's why they complain. But mine is more as a concern. And let me put it this way. 48 plus years ago, my wife and I got married on the beach. We were one of the first couples to be married on the beach. Today, OC, if I wanted to visit my wedding chapel, so to speak, I would have to swim out about 50 feet.
Wow.
50 feet from the shore.
Wow.
That's the amount of erosion of our beach that we've had over the years. This is it was in the area of what was now the northern end of the public beach.
Okay.
And the thing that really concerns me, and should concern us all, is not so much the fact that we have, the sea level rising because of global warming, but the fact that local jurisdictions like Cayman, that we are not more, what's the word, stringent in making sure that the rules that have to do with building close to the water are put in place, first of all, and then so it's not a situation where we give the planning department discretion. They should have discussion on certain things, but when it comes to things like putting up seawalls, they should be quite clear that it can't be a seawall. You can have a wall, but the wall has to be so far back from the ocean that it would take a hurricane before the waves reach that wall.
Right.
Because it is a scientifically proven fact that once you put a wall where the incoming waves in normal times can touch the wall, you are going to lose your beach.
Precisely.
And yet we allow it to happen. We allow it to happen. And it really is, it's like we don't really care, but we talk about it. So this is an area I think that as Caymanians we should be very concerned about. As I said, there are other things, besides seawalls. And yes, we have things that we have no control over, such as global warming, although we do have some influence on it probably, but no control over it at this point in time. But whatever we can control, that's the point that I want to make, whatever we can influence through legislation and through enforcement of legislation and putting certain policies in place that said, okay, this is an area in which you have no discretion. This is an area in which you have no discretion. Because you know, as well as everybody else knows, that most of the people who sit on the planning board as citizens, they have vested interest in development of some sort. So how are they going to make a biased decision? Listen, okay, that's the last of my rant and my complaint.
Thank you.
But we as Caymanians, we have to be concerned and voice these concerns And hopefully somebody in power, some government, will say, look, let's put our feet down. This is it.
Yep.
And I'm hoping this is the government that will do it.
Yes.
God bless.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas
Thank
to
you.
Your family.
Thank you very much.
care.
All the best to you as well. And folks, what Pastor Allison has said there is absolutely right. And what I would add to that is that is why it is so important for us to have transparency in our decision making. A lot of our ills, a lot of the problems that we have them because people, persons, individuals, or organizations or businesses were either given preferential treatment or laws were crafted in such a way to benefit them, and we're now paying for it. So that is why transparency in how we govern, in how laws are made, that is why it is extremely, extremely important. We have in our Constitution institutions that support democracy, but we need to also have those institutions that ensure that there is transparency in government and the decisions that are made. Folks, we're going to take the commercial break. We know that you're still queued up there. As soon as we return, we're going to have about half an hour left, and we're going to take those callers, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
The community is reminded to ensure the proper disposal of used LFT kits. Place the used LFT and all items into the marked bag with the biohazard yellow triangle symbol provided with the kit, and then discard in the garbage bin. For more information on waste disposal tips, visit the DEH website at www.deh.gov.ky or their Facebook page or call 949-6696.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Going straight to the phone lines as promised. First caller, good morning. Welcome. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Go right ahead.
Yes, good morning to you, overseer, and to the host. I'd like to preferential treatment.
Mm-hmm.
That's, to me, I'm going to translate that for Cayman Islands. That's called corruption. So we like to dress up things. I have nothing against you, and I'm not saying anything against what you said. I think you're absolutely right. But I'm going to say it's corruption.
It could be because a person can get preferential treatment without it being corrupt. You basically do it legally. But I agree. Go ahead.
So I want to go back to the caller was talking about the traffic.
Uh-huh.
I agree with him 110%. And what I'd like to add to that is that children going to school, I think children at the age of 11 and up should be bused to school. There are a lot of buses who are not working now. Legitimate, dependable companies and individual bus drivers that can be employed into this transport of school children. there's too many private cars on the road transporting school children.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one of our problems. And I'd like to go back to Pastor Allison. I remember when I used to come off Four Winds Esso on the four-way Westway and run, walk, and swim to Holiday Inn. Try it now. You can't do it. You swim most of the way.
Yep.
So, and he's right when you say that there are things that we can do and things that we can't do. But the things that we can do, we should put it into action. I believe in that wholeheartedly. I was given a little prayer by my mother when I was 11 years old. It said, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the power to change the things that I can, and the power to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's how I live. Not everything I plan works out the way I plan it, but I accept it, and I have a plan B, or I move on to something else. So we have to use the tools that we have at our access that will make things better. It's no good at ignoring the problems that we have or thinking it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. We have to fix them. That's my say for today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. And absolutely right again. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, Ozzy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, again, I normally don't do this.
That's okay. Don't apologize.
I lost my train of thought the last night. I missed the point. And McKean, talking about driving, teaching people to drive, right? I think we could probably look at something like, you're familiar with this in the high schools in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They have what they call driver's ed.
Driver education program, yeah.
And children get to that age where they're going to be coming up for license,
Mm-hmm.
And they have it instituted in the school. You have, they have to go to a class called driver's ed. They take practical, they take, theory, and they have, I think it's policemen. But anyway, somebody who is a trained driving instructor doing the coaching, And I think maybe that is something we could look at because, kids, the minute they hit 17, they want to get that driver's permit. So maybe we could tackle it from in the schools and get a little heads up there. Also, a good point somebody raised about teaching people to drive, 6 months. And I think we should move away from that. I think that all drivers should be taught by qualified registered driver instructors because, yes, it's easy, you have your son or your daughter, your friend, you want to teach to drive, but all we do is pass on bad
habits, yes.
Yes, because somebody who don't know the right thing, how are they going to teach it, And that's what has happened, in Cayman. So we have so many people that, a friend teach them to drive or somebody else teach them to drive and they themselves not familiar with the full road code, So I think that maybe we could look about, doing where all people, when they come in to get their license, they have to be coached or would have been coached by a qualified registered driving instructor, Not to say that people can't, on other occasions, when you can't help the person, but for the majority of their coaching should be done by a qualified driving instructor, registered.
Yes.
So that that's not saying that we won't have bad driving. People are people, but it will give you, at least people would have had the knowledge of what is right and what is wrong,
Yes.
After that, we can't force people to do what's right or wrong, but chances are if they knew and it was instilled in them from the get-go, they would be less prone to the bad driving habit.
And caller, one part of the equation that we haven't mentioned yet, but we have to take into consideration people's respect for life. There are a lot of persons out there who have no respect for life or living whatsoever, and as a result of that lack of respect governs their the way their actions.
Yeah, respect and respect for others too. It's a many-pronged thing, like you say, it won't be solved with a one wave of a wand or one thing. But if we start taking different methods, different steps, we could probably reduce it, and that would be the intention, to reduce it, whereby we have as little, bad driving situations as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I always wonder why, we, especially with the driver's ed, starting from in the schools, that is something that maybe they could, if the Minister of Education is listening, maybe she can take note of that to see if it can be something that can be incorporated in our system going forward.
I agree. I agree with you 100% on that. I really do, and I hope that people listen to it, because we really, really have to take a holistic approach to this whole issue of driving and traffic. And if and the accidents are caused by bad driving, then we need to address the issue. How do we improve on person's driving? Like the caller said, we start with those who are learning to drive. Start with the more impressionable, our youngsters, the students. When we teach them our bad habits as well. If we have always focused more on the road conditions, the roads, so we desecrate graves, like one of the other callers mentioned, to widen roads. We fix the potholes. Sometimes you wonder maybe they should keep those potholes on the road. That'll slow them down somewhat, as well. But we have to change the focus. And there are other organizations like insurance companies that need to get involved in this as well. We know that they're in it for the profit, but they may see their profit margins increase if there are less accidents on the road as well. And the callers on hold, Ms. Susan. 2 callers on hold. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Again.
Well,
I was going to say exactly what the last caller said, but I was going to put it in one word. We here in Cayman need to teach civility from the exit of Oriah. And I like how Kofi is on duty still. It's not everybody doing it, but in particular, we know that some certain people do it more than others in their bullying and aggressive and cussing out with people like myself. Till I hit them.
Yeah.
Till I hit them. Okay. And I hope we can pass that now and talk about the pastor that just called. Oh, Pastor, I'm so glad to hear you. And I can't beat up on you behind your back this time. I can go a whole way into next year before I whisper a word that you don't hear, but I know your ears be prickling you. Oh, thank you so much, Pastor. I like to hear that voice. So many of us want to hear that kind of wisdom from you more often, Pastor. And I'll be talking about you behind your back all the time. Have a nice day, sir.
Yes. That calm, reason approach and that voice that he takes, really, really. Let's see if we can grab another call before we go to the commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. Otis.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Just wanted to chime in and give my little 2 cents on the traffic. It seems like it's a hot topic, and I agree with a lot of what your previous callers have said in terms of ideas for management. And like you said, we don't need to bring anybody in from overseas to help us to figure out some of the things that need to be done. It's a complex one, so I agree with you in terms of complex in that there are so many contributing factors.
Yes.
And I agree with you in that we have to take a holistic approach. So it can't be where we're just targeting, for example, our younger drivers. We have a lot of data. I assume the IPS has a lot of data, but also things like insurance companies and stuff in terms of looking at is it a foreign driver? So what I'm saying is we have a tremendous amount of people who come from other places in regards to how they operate vehicles, how they adhere to road signage and all those kind of things, the road laws. We have data that can help us to make some of these decisions, and it just needs to be extrapolated, by the authorities for the use of of being able to determine, well, where are we seeing a tremendous amount of problems. I can tell you two observations that I have, and I'll leave you. One that hardly frustrates me, and one of your callers mentioned it, so I want to echo it, is the use of that indicator. That if we had traffic cops just doing nothing else, but just driving behind people and seeing whether they use indicator, the amount of tickets that would be issued, we could pay for probably the premier's salary for the year, because the use of the indicator has seemingly died a slow death. People just don't use it. On the roundabouts, we're taught, certainly I was taught, to use it to indicate whether you're continuing through the roundabout, whether you're exiting the roundabout. When you're making a turn, I mean, I'm talking about hard and almost 90-degree turns. People are not indicating, and there are some people who, for example, will slow down, for example, or try to give you way, give you pass, and then they don't indicate to you to go, and they assume that you know that they're slowing down, and they try not to get. And there's been a lot of fender benders as a result. So there's not that proper communication between drivers. Sometimes you're not driving and looking around and kind of seeing how people are responding based on what it is you think that they're trying to do, and that indicator is a great way to solve that. The other one, if you're driving on anything that has the new dual carriageway, the two lanes, and most West Bears, for example, will encounter the two lanes from home, certainly from right outside of the cemetery to pretty much into town. And I know the other district coming from the other way, it's not all over, but the two-lane thing, we need to look at possibly trying to allocate maybe the left lane, since we're left-hand driving, to potentially trucks, another slower-moving traffic. And don't get upset because I'm saying slower-moving traffic, because we talk about a holistic approach. We're talking about what induces rage on the road and people speeding and trying to cut through and once that happens, it kind of carries itself on throughout the day. And I can tell you, I'm guilty of it myself, where I'm driving and you have these two people who are going 30 miles an hour in a 40-mile zone. Well, you really want to drive 40 miles an hour, and then you can't get around them. So you're constantly frustrated and trying to squeeze between them and trying to go around. And it sounds like you're being a reckless driver, but you're not. You're really just trying to get where you're going. And there's some people who just oblivious to the fact that they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars behind them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And in fact, one of you, I hate to say this, but one of your callers alluded to it, and it kind of frustrated me that he said it, in that he was like, I want somebody to come up behind me. Well, no, you shouldn't be driving to frustrate people. You should be driving and observing the road code, whether you're going 40 miles an hour. And if you feel like you want to drive 35 or even 30, then just pull to one side, but you pull to one lane.
To the slower lane, yes.
But you see, at the moment, we don't have a designated lane, so it doesn't really matter. So you get people zooming in and out, going from left to right, trying to avoid these people who are just going about a Sunday drive in the middle of a Wednesday, you know.
Okay,
and
caller.
So those are some observations I have, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much as well. We have to take a commercial break. We have 2 callers. Those are going to be the last 2 callers for the show this morning. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Cash is a must this Christmas! J&M Money Cash Must Christmas. Send or receive funds with the J&M Money this holiday season to win big! J&M Money Cash Must Christmas.
Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
The Ministry of Education invites eligible Caymanians to apply for overseas government scholarships for the 2022-2023 academic year. To apply for an overseas government scholarship or learn more about the various scholarship programs, please visit the recently upgraded scholarship application portal at www.moescholarships.gov.ky. Applications close on Monday, 31st of January, 2022.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Two callers on hold. First caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Ossie. It's Billy Simamba again. I'm sorry to call back, but I'm trying to help the caller who called like 2 or 3 before that.
Okay.
He said something about how it is necessary, like we pass on to our kids our bad driving habits, and he was so right about that. But I thought I might bring to his attention, I don't know if this is something like he was looking for. There's something called the traffic, in brackets, driving instruction regulations.
Okay.
Okay, and under that they have what are called approved driving instructors. Now, what I don't know, the website says that the regulations are enforced, but what I don't know is whether it has been implemented on the ground. How he can find that is just go to either he can Google it, the traffic driving instruction regulations, or he can go to the website legislation.gov.ky, and put in driving instruction. It should come up. It has some information there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before you go, Billy, just want to say I'm not sure, and I was thinking about this while we were in the commercial break. When was the last time that we have actually reviewed traffic legislation to see whether or not it is fit for purpose now, and whether or not that is something that needs to be done as well? And maybe in looking at these regulations, we may see something there.
Yeah, it was last done also. Well, I was involved in writing the last Traffic Act, actually, and over these regulations. That's why I'm not so smart. I just happen to remember it. This was last reviewed in 2012. And in 2012, there were a whole set of something like 10 regulations. I'm looking at them right now: categorization and grouping disabled persons, driving instruction, and so on. That was the last time when it was done, 2012. A very comprehensive review of both the Act as well as the regulations.
Okay, so after 9 years, maybe it's time for us to take a look at it again. Thank you very much for that, Billy. Thank you. As usual, very helpful. Last caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Mr. Osei.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thanks, Kennedy. Banks or Cletus, whichever.
Either one.
Okay. No, I've been listening to the talk show this morning. I know you bring short time, so I will be extremely quick.
Okay.
Yes, we do have a traffic problem, and I think you could sort of boil it down to number of vehicles per person or number of vehicles per mile of road. Anyway, I think there's definitely an imbalance between the number of vehicles we have, the number of people, and the number of mileage of road that we have. Having said that, a lot of Caymanians do travel to Florida, Miami, for example, and every time you go there, they are building or extending some road. Not only the U.S., but I suppose every country in the world have realized you cannot build yourself out of these traffic issues. There has to be this holistic approach. But in our context in particular, the importation of vehicles, plus all the associated with the fuel and lubricants, et cetera, is a major source of revenue. If we reduce that revenue, it means the government is going to have to find an alternative source or reduce the level of services in some respect.
Quite possibly, I would say, quite possibly, that would have to happen. You can there may be lots of benefits to be derived from making those decisions that then can be transferred into other areas as well, as from a financial standpoint. But got your point, yeah.
Okay. So yes, if if my observation, my point is correct, then yes, if we lose that revenue and we have to make it up someplace else, how do we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Some form of taxation, either income, property, your payroll tax,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Legalize gambling. But I say, in my view, we're going to either have to reduce services or increase taxes on something else.
Yeah.
To make up for that downfall in revenue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the traffic issue, yes, is definitely out of hand. With that, sir, that was basically my comments for this morning.
Thank you very much. You stay safe. Have a safe and happy holiday when it comes as well, you and your family.
And to you, yours, and all the residents of the islands.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, I want to respond to one caller, and I understand what the caller was saying when he spoke about, commented on the fact that when I spoke about transparency in government and in government decisions, and that caller said that he would call it corruption, and I would imagine that there are various forms of corruption, but corruption is generally defined as a form of dishonesty or a criminal offense which is undertaken by a person or an organization which is entrusted with a position of authority in order to acquire illicit benefits or abuse power for one's personal gain. So, and those illicit benefits doesn't necessarily have to be raw cash. It can be in the form of other financial gains, as well. So that is why I made the distinction between transparency and corruption as well. Also, folks, today in history, and I wanted to share this with you, and I know if I had read this earlier in the show, this probably would have become the topic of discussion this morning rather than traffic. But on this day, December the 10th, 1948, a Declaration of Human Rights was made. So on this day, in 1948, with a vote of 48-0, with 8 members abstaining, the United Nations formally adopted the most wide-sweeping declaration promoting human rights in the world, in world history. The declaration's chief architect, former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, watched as the fledgling UN, born from the wreckage of World War II, adopted the cornerstone of a more peaceful world. Roosevelt modeled the declaration after other famous expressions of freedom, including England's Magna Carta, the United States Declaration of Independence, and France's Declaration of the Rights of Man. The Declaration is a secular set of rights not bestowed by deity, king, or president. It's made up of 30 articles detailing freedoms inherent to every citizen of Earth. I repeat that, right? Dedicated, detailing the freedoms inherent to every citizen of Earth. The document addressed past transgressions such as slavery, grappled with post-war traumas, and even foresaw the civil rights movement that defined the coming decades. Even today, several of the rights outlined in the document, such as equal pay for equal work, have yet to be realized. The United Nations Declaration of Human Rights isn't an expression of how things are, but how they should be, and many of the world's inhabitants are hoping for its success. maybe that is why the UN's declaration remains the most translated document in history. And I will add to that this morning that I continue to feel disappointed and to have questions as to why the Privy Council, after hearing cases both for Bermuda and the Cayman Islands in February of this year, have not yet rendered a decision on same-sex marriages in the Cayman Islands as well as in Bermuda. I personally remain skeptical as to the reasons why they have not done so. I was hoping and trusting, and we still have a few days left before the end of the year, that a decision would be made this year as well. But when you look and you read and you see some of the things that happen that are happening in the UK from a governance standpoint, it makes me wonder. Not wanting to cast any aspersions on the court at all, but my question is why is it taking you so long to make a decision in that regard? I believe personally that it's costing the Cayman Islands as we speak, because we see other litigation that is taking place that may be impacted by that decision, and those actions that may have taken place before may be moot, depending on the decision that comes from the Privy Council as well. But folks, with that, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone who participated in the conversation this morning as well, and I want to encourage you to continue to express your concerns. You live in this country. You're impacted by the decisions. Other than you say that you have at the ballot box, this is a forum for you to express your views as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy and dangerous roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, or go to the government administration building, take one of those tags off the Giving Tree, and return it by next week, Monday, with a gift unwrapped to give to some needy person as well. I encourage you to continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dweeny Mikes at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, Money at Work.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice. Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Fresh northeasterly winds and rough seas will continue across Cayman for the next 24